And there's an echo I'm hearing from the conversation we had about prejudging what adulthood might be, and you're sort of bringing it into the transition itself, like going through this change of like from adolescence to adulthood. In our culture, we have so many negative sort of frames for that. Oh, they're, I can't tell you how many people have told me, like, oh, working with teenagers, like, it's as if it's this scary sort of like werewolf-esque sort of mystery and this hormonal thing that's going on in teenagers. And it's like, I mean, it's just so wrong, and it's so it's so
wrong.
it's so missing the excitement and the cool and the novelty and the there's all of these other qualities. There's all this moreness to this potential, and this shared framing that we have in our culture, I think, gets both into the teenager sort of sensibilities and it gets into the adult sensibilities. We both are looking at each other slightly through this this distorted lens, and what a cool opportunity to sort of say, let's not let those prejudging attitudes or frames in between us. And what an opportunity then for like intimacy with self, and through the generations, and through that we don't need to, we can meet each other where we are, as opposed to the ideas of old people versus young people or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, in all of these meetings that we have, the potential that we have for this week-long quest, right? Going out into the woods, learning about the kind of stories and narratives that have constrained us as individuals, and then societal stories that have constrained us, and how we can rework and reshape those stories so that they can be, more beneficial, more productive, more supportive, more hope-filled and energizing, I think is really important. So part of what we want to do is to model a way of collaboration between the young people so that they find that collective just juice, and create things in the context of liminal learning, the seeds of projects that they can go out and make a real social impact in the rest of the world. And at the same time, find that sense of trust and support with the older generation that is there as well, and so that they can feel like, wait a minute, not everyone is just maligning our entire generation or stigmatizing every time we get on a phone that suddenly we're doing something bad, right? This is all that young people hear right now, is that they're addicted to their phones, that they're depressed, that they're anxious, that they're wimpy, that they haven't learned the kind of strength, skills to be, do well in the world, etc., right? And not only is it bullshit, but more importantly, it's this kind of echoing message that they're constantly having to imbibe and fight. And what a miracle it might be to hear something different, like, hey, you've got this inside of you to like create something entirely different, and we've got your back. Like, we cannot wait to see what you want to create so that we can, support it over the next 12 months is what we're thinking in liminal learning. But
very nice.